Hot Springs, unbelievable experience. It rained on us a little bit, it blew all night, but this is what we woke up to.
We're home wherever we're at, and today we just happen to be at home in the high Uintas off of Norway Flats in Utah. Absolutely beautiful sunset right here in Malibu, just along the Pacific Coast Highway. And we'll show you what this sunset looks like. We're right up in the clouds, if you can see them.
Trying to look at it through my cell phone because we're on Zoom.
We can work from here, we can play from here. Look at this incredible setting that we have. We have so many people that want to know about our lifestyle. They want to know what we do. They want to know how we do it. They want to know how we're able to live location independent. And this is it. It's Engage Global that has provided the opportunity for us to have the flexibility and the freedoms to live location independently.
We feel so blessed. Thank you, Engage Global. However, even our world has changed. No, it wasn't just toilet paper and cleaning supplies disappearing. It was also the cold, flu, and supplement shelves that were raided.
The world is waking up to the importance of strong, healthy immune systems. How can anyone look around and not see these graphic examples of why we need to give our bodies the best nutrition and supplements possible?
In our travels, we don't have a doctor down the street, so we depend on our nutrition and our supplements to keep us healthy.
MicroDaily is our top health pick. It happens to be the brand name under which Engage Global is marketing Dr. Kedar Prasad's patented formulations.
Dr. Prasad is one of the world's most published professors and researchers on nutrition and human health, and the world's first radiation biologist PhD.
Dr. Prasad is also the only known holder of a patent for micronutrient defense from radiation.
Anyone heard of 5G or EMF radiation?
We have, so we researched into the effects of EMF radiation on our bodies. And when remodeling our Mercedes Sprinter van, we took measures to shield ourselves from the electronic components.
We also have taken our laptops off our lap. We no longer hold our phones to our heads. At night, we disable our cellular connections and shut off our Wi-Fi while we sleep.
Introducing MicroDaily EMF Radiation Defense, Dr. Prasad's latest patent-pending formulation to protect us against 5G radiation. And it has certainly become our favorite. Today, we feel our immune systems are at their peak because of EMF radiation defense, considering our daily doses to be the most important part of our morning and evening meals. With confidence in MicroDaily and its ability to strengthen our immune systems, we don't live in fear. So during the crisis, we were fortunate to have practiced mandated social distancing and shelter-in-place orders in these absolutely incredible locations.
Now do you see the reason why we have chosen MicroDaily as our top health pick? Engage.
Anyway, I'll just, I let it play a little longer there because a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight are mentioned right there when it says we don't live in fear. Because, you know, we have some answers. Here we have this right here. Why is 5G not safe? We have the answer and the solution. We can talk a little bit more about that. But Valerie, these products all came about because of our military. And it's back to this science booklet right here. Daily Nutrition to Live Your Best Life. The world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. As I open this up, you'll see here on the very first page why it was created and when it was created. Instead of holding this up, though, in front of the camera, let me just go to my copy of that. It's a digital copy, and anyone in the sound of my voice tonight through you can request either a hard copy. This is 36 pages worth of documentation, or just like I'm sharing this digital copy, they could ask for a digital copy that could be sent over to them immediately. So before I go into the booklet, is there anything that you want to jump in and ask or direct us in a certain way? Go ahead, Valerie.
So the MicroDaily, a lot of people probably have never heard of MicroDaily. Earlier on, before we got cut off, you was telling us your story of how you got into
Yes.
Micro Daily. Can you share that story with our audience once again? And if anybody's got any questions that you would like to ask, or feel free to put it in the chat and you will get your questions answered.
Absolutely. Thank you, Valerie. Yes, it was shared with us like this in this very type of package. Interesting, though, because of my background, my father used to own a company called Industrial Container and Supply in Salt Lake City, Utah. And as a family business, we provided all the empty vitamin bottles for the supplement industry. Those so for the companies like Nature Sunshine Products, Sunrider, Nature's All, Nature's Way, Nature's Farm, and Nature's Botanical, Enrich International, Solar Ray, USANA, Melaleuca, New Skin. I mean, just go through all of those companies that came out of Utah. I'd never seen a package like this for supplements. And as Helen's girlfriend handed this to her, it was amazing, because what she gave it to us for was just how excited she was for what it did for her. But it just so happens that during that week, when we were trying this ourselves in this package, and you can see on one side it says morning and the other side it says evening, it was designed for 2 capsules Sunday morning and Sunday evening, 2 capsules Monday morning, Monday evening. That's the way that it was designed. But my father suffered a stroke. He had retired from the family business, suffered a stroke at age 75, and it was this product that helped him. And it goes right back to this booklet, the human clinical trials that went into the validation of this supplement. So I'm going to just go to the science booklet. It says the world's most scientifically validated supplements. As we look at this, this was that very next page. It says made to protect, built to sustain, every day for life. I'm going to just read that first paragraph there. It says not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. And you can see there in the little inset on the side of the page with the soldiers on it. That's that original military packaging, and it was called Military Micronutrient Formulation. That package was designed in such a way to be carried in the cargo pocket of the fatigues. So right there on the thigh pocket is where this was designed to be taken into war. The interesting thing about it is the timing. When was this put together? And it's the very next page in this booklet. It says from 2001 to 2006, there's 6 years. And during that time frame, it says Dr. Prasad conducted 17 lectures to military scientists and worked with Congress for 2 years to gain approval for the funding necessary to complete the scientific validation process for Micro Daily. 6 years and 14 clinical studies later, Dr. Prasad successfully demonstrated that Micro Daily is indeed the world's most scientifically validated supplement. Well, who was Dr. Prasad? The man behind Micro Daily. Just earlier today, in fact, just 2.5 hours ago, Helen and I were at the University of Iowa, and that is where Dr. Prasad, under accolades, you can see there on this page, it says the world's first radiation biology PhD back in 1963. He received that from the University of Iowa, the first person in the world to have a degree in radiation biology. Why was it important that the military reached out to him? Back to that very first page, it was all about sustaining and protecting our soldiers. You can see right there, it says made to protect, built to sustain. So they wanted the protection from radiation because they, in the outfit that they wear into battle, they've got a helmet on, they've got goggles on, they've got gloves, they've got bulletproof vests, they've got steel toe shoes. They got everything to protect their body. But radiation, Valerie, you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, it's just always there around. So they wanted to be able to protect these soldiers, but also to sustain their lives. So when we have something that came out from Dr. Prasad, look at this. He was the professor of the University of Colorado School of Medicine as for 30 plus years as the director of vitamins and cancer research, former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, member of the British Royal Society of Medicine, invited member of the Nobel Prize nominating committee for candidates in medicine, and attended postdoctoral training at the Brookhaven National Laboratory in Long Island, New York. It's just amazing what Dr. Prasad has contributed. In fact, I'm going to go to the very end of this booklet and show you this. These are just several of Dr. Prasad's published works: Human Radiation Biology, Radiobiology, Radiation Injury Prevention and Mitigation in Humans, BioShield. You can see that this is why the military reached out to him, as they wanted protection from radiation. But then as his career evolved, you can see the number of things that he was working on as it relates to cancer, because radiation doesn't immediately kill unless it is like nuclear radiation. But even in nuclear radiation, it sets the body up, it goes in and alters the cells, and then down the road we will get those cancers caused by those cells that were damaged during radiation. So really interesting, where tonight we're talking about don't believe the hype. Well, you know what? All cancers have started years ago, and we have proof. Now, if we just backed up even one page into this booklet, and this booklet is available to anybody who would request a copy of it, but it's amazing when we can go out and we can reference things. Here on this page, for those of you that can't quite read it there, it says Dr. Prasad's science sets a new standard in supplement efficacy validation. And let me just zoom in on that one page, and I've underlined rabbit radiation internal organ protection study. So one of the studies that Dr. Prasad's research team did was down in Houston, Texas, at Johnson Space Center in association with NASA. You look at those two pictures there on the screen. We have the placebo and then the antioxidants. Well, what is it that we're looking at? We're looking at recovered lung tissue from two separate rabbits that happened during autopsies after they were subjected to a lethal dose of radiation. It was actually gamma radiation. Well, you can see there, the placebo rabbit, its lungs are blackened, burned, and charred, and you can see it's almost a third of the size smaller. So it was actually just like cooked inside that rabbit's body. But on the other side, we got the antioxidant mixture in the microdaily. Both rabbits were given this in their food 1 hour before the dose of radiation. So one of them received the placebo in its food, the other one received the antioxidants in its food, demonstrating that in just 1 hour, there was that much protection that was provided by these micronutrients. So when we're talking about don't believe the hype, you know what? We can go out there, and from the inside out, our bodies are able to protect from radiation, just like we see here with these rabbits. It's also amazing if we go down, they did human clinical trials on DNA protection repair. This was over in Nuremberg, Germany, with CAT scan patients. Anybody know somebody who's recently had a CAT scan? Well, yes, taken this supplement taken right prior to a CAT scan will reduce the effects of the radiation damage. And they were able to prove that through human clinical trials. There's 7 different trials there. We have another one, protection against oxidative stress. These are U.S. Marines in harsh environments up there. It says the Mountain Warfare Training Center. This was for demonstrating that these supplements can help you breathe better, improve recovery from concussive injury from blasts. This is the human clinical trial that was referenced in the relationship to my father's experience. You remember back in my story where I said my dad suffered a stroke? It goes right to this, because it was suggested that my dad 3 times the dose for the first couple of days, and right there, improved recovery from concussive injury. That would be equivalent to a stroke. And the studies were already done with the U.S. veterans injured in Iraq and Afghanistan at the Naval Medical in San Diego. So we don't have to just, believe this. It's proven. It's right there for us. Just a matter of looking at it. So what's interesting, though, is Valerie, go from one page that sets out all of the animal studies and the human clinical trials over to the patents. The patents are listed on the following page there. And let me just zoom in on one of the patents that is significant. It's right down there at the bottom of the page, patent number 7605145. It says micronutrient formulations for the treatment of diabetes mellitus. That is sugar diabetes. That is diabetes type 2. And our government has known since October 20th of 2009 that there is a treatment for it. I cannot say that there is a treatment. I'm just referencing a patent that has already been issued to Dr. Kedar Prasad. And in the little video on our van, where we shared our van life with you, the patent right above that, patent number 7449451, is the patent on protection from radiation. So it actually received a patent almost a year earlier in 2008 in November for protection from radiation. And that's what we're so excited about tonight to be able to share with everybody here on this call, is that, you know what, we don't have to believe the hype. We don't have to get caught up in all of that fear, because we have the answers. Before I go any further, though, to protect myself, to protect you, Valerie, because of the things that we have shared, I need to pull this disclaimer up onto the screen and read it. It says, these statements and comments, the ones that Helen and I are making right now, have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in micronutrient research. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition we are lacking. Nothing here is intended to be a substitute for a visit to your primary health care provider, or to seek treatment. I'm kind of making up things there on the screen, but we want to make sure all the bases are covered, because this is so significant. We do, right? We have right here, why is 5G not safe? We have the answer and the solution. It's what we are just talking about here. This is a supplement that carries 7 U.S. patents that we're so excited about sharing it with others. And that's why we jumped into the Sprinter van. That's why we're traveling the country, is to just get this information out into the hands of so many others. And we've got stops scheduled all around the country between now and the end of the year. So
Jeff, can I ask you a question? If the government
Please.
knows all this, right, why are they not sharing it with the common people? You know what I mean? So that somebody else can get a cure.
You know what? We're trying to get the information out. We're trying to share just as much as possible. To put this on a store shelf, even looking like it does in the bottle, you really need to explain why this is different. You need to go through and say 6 years and $24 million with the world's first radiation biologist PhD. Otherwise, you're just up against the other multiple vitamins that are out there. I mean, Dr. Prasad's research, and I'll just reference it here really quickly in this booklet. It comes down to combination, quantity, and form. Okay, there is the right combination, there is the right quantity, there is the right form. It says that we must dose twice a day. See on this picture? So Dr. Prasad's research reveals that one of the companies out there that we're up against is 1 a day plus iron. And everybody says, well, yeah, you should have iron in your diet. Well, let me show you this. This is out of that science booklet. We're just going right back to this quickly. I want to point out this page so that people can see it on their screens. It says, never combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron. Dr. Prasad's products do not combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron in the same capsule. Scientists have known for many years that combining these ingredients causes a chemical reaction that creates free radicals, which are the enemies of our health. If you need to take iron, take it 2 hours before or after taking microdaily. So that's all part of this, what we've learned. And what's happening when you're putting iron in with vitamin C in the same capsule? The vitamin C is very acidic and it's going to rust the iron immediately. It's going to oxidize the copper and turn it green. Same thing with the manganese because it's a metal. And so Dr. Prasad's research has just demonstrated that this is 1-a-day plus iron. And the 1-a-day plus iron had so many more ingredients in it. People would look at those bottles and say, oh, I'm going to take the one with more stuff in it. And Dr. Prasad just pointed out one of the reasons why his research is just that much better than everybody else's. So I know that's kind of a roundabout the way, but we just can't have it on a store shelf. We have to share that story.
So I'm going to share a testimony because about
Thank you.
the micro daily. I had a family member on COVID, and I was a bit worried about my family member. So I sent them a bottle of the micro daily, the iBoost, and also the probiotics. Because this product is not in England at the moment, and it's a shame that it's not in England, considering it's such an awesome product. And then one day, my sister called me and says, oh, Valerie, I can't take the micro daily anymore. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's wrong? She says, since I've been taking it, I'm no longer getting any sick days from work. Her eyes have got better. And she was slightly diabetic. Now her diabetes has improved. And so now she's no longer taking any medication. So when you just shared about the diabetes, that there is a cure, I always tell people that to make sure you've got to know your body and what your body needs. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to. I take the micro daily. I also take the iBoost, and I also take the probiotics, and there's a few other ones I'm getting ready to start taking. See if it's too much for the body. But you know, when sickness comes, trust me, when you go and get that dog for the price, and maybe might have helped you. I believe sickness has no benefits until these vitamins and everything once they get sick. But you can prevent a lot of sickness that's going on in your body. I'm dating a guy named Michael when I first, not always sick, but he was sick. And once I started to introduce the micro daily to him, he's had no gout, he's been pretty healthy. And he even went to go and I'm gonna tell Michael, what's the point in you coming here when you haven't even got gout? But yet he had gout before. But since I've been making sure that he's up on his vitamins and his nutrients and taking the micro daily, because Michael's a veteran, and so he was able to get his products. And as as Jeff just said, this was designed for the army. So if it was from the radiation and all the other things, why then the army not sharing it with the civilians once they come out to the army, that they can still take this product?
Yeah.
Breaking up.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. So
Awesome.
my question is, why is this, if Dr. Prasad is such a great man and he's done all these, they're not sharing it with the civilians? Why is it only going to the army just because they're going out there to fight? Why can't they share it with the everyday public, like what you're trying to do now?
So with the Army's involvement, that stopped back in 2009. The whole program was taken away because we really feel like that big pharma, that the drug companies would rather help the soldiers, and this is not a drug. You don't have to get a prescription to get on it. And so we really feel like that there's a reason that we have it. We feel like that it's our responsibility to reach back out to the veterans. In fact, the owner of the company says that I want a veteran to be able to have this at half price. So the price that you and I pay for this, Valerie, a veteran gets it for half of that. And that's not just the first time they get it or the second time they get it. That's for the rest of their life. They get to get this at half price. So it's amazing. In fact, you referenced a testimonial there with a relative, a family member. We were just with Dr. Linda Gregerson on Tuesday. So just 2 days ago, we were in Idaho Falls, Idaho, meeting with Dr. Linda. And I want to share a video. It's just short, it's about 6 minutes long, but she talks about how quickly these micronutrients can go into the body. Now, what I held up in front of the camera was the original. This is what the military received originally. It's been enhanced and upgraded to this bottle that you see right here on the screen. Well, even that bottle has been enhanced. Now into a delivery system where you just open it up and you put it in a bottle of water so you can just drink your nutrition. You don't have to swallow it in a capsule. And Dr. Gregerson, who is well, she tells you who she is. Let me just play this video for your audience so that they can understand how quickly our blood chemistry can be affected for the good by just balancing the nutrition in our body. So let me, are we still in a good feed? Can you hear me okay if I play this
Yeah,
video?
we've got a few more minutes before we end the show. So
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and do it then if this works. Here we go.
Okay, so I'm a naturopath. I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And a lot of the things that we do is to help people balance their body, because a balanced body heals itself. So we use the microscopic, it's called microscopy, and we look at people's live blood as it's working right then. And then we dry the blood, and the way that the blood dries, different enzymes tells us a lot about what's going on in their body. We can find anything from heart sign to lymphatic problems to absorption, to all kinds of different things that we can see in the blood. It is a proven practice. They've been doing this for years. And you just can't argue with live blood that's right in front of you. And we do it so that people can see the live results right then. Well, my daughter's allergic to the capsules that are on the micro daily EMF. We tried opening the capsules, but the allergy is so bad that there was enough frequency from the capsules that she would still have problems, and she would almost go into anaphylaxis even when we emptied it. So I, for a long time, was really pushing to get this hydro product in because I knew how much she needed it. Well, I haven't checked her blood for a long time, and she happened to be here yesterday, and I took her blood, and as her mom, I just started to cry. It's really bad. So put the first two slides on. This is what we saw. The first slide that you will see there is extremely bad EMF. She lives in Oregon, but she works in Boise. They're just right there on the border, and a lot of EMF around her. I've got her stuff protected as much as I can, but it's just not enough with all the towers. And you can see how the blood cells are sticking together. When they do that, when blood goes through your system, so as your blood needs to go through this microcirculation, it has to go through one cell at a time. And if it's not going through one cell at a time, you're not getting the food in or the garbage out. And with it all coagulated, it's really hard to see. So on the first one, you can see the cells are so stuck to each other. There's no way that's getting in her circulation. She has severe autoimmune. She is barely eating. She's really sick. And that's one reason she came in. On the second slide, it's just another view of the same drop of blood. You can see it's all relayed, but the scary thing about that one, which was in the other one too, but they were so stuck together you couldn't see it, is how misshapen every cell is. They look like water bombs. They look like spiked balls in there. Very few of her cells looked normal. Maybe 10% of all of her blood looked like it had looked normal. They all look like donuts, which is malnutrition, low B vitamins or low iron. They were all misshapen. And it was really scary for me as her mom to see that. Any patient, this would have scared me, but having be my own daughter was really bad. So we gave her 2 of the micro dailies because I wanted her to try it to see if she could take them now. She tasted it. It didn't bother her. She waited a minute. She drank the whole thing. And 15 minutes later, we checked her blood again because I wanted to see what it would do, never expecting what I'm seeing on this next slide. So here's the after slide. If you look at it, and I mean, I could have taken 15 different pictures of it. You can see the cells are round. They're less stuck together. There's a couple in there that are still stuck, but they're not stuck like they were before. This means that she started getting immediate hydration. She started getting immediate delivery to other parts of her body because it could get into the microcirculation and it could do what our blood's meant to do. So this was all really fun. And I did this while I was doing the call earlier today at 1 o'clock. My Janice does a lot of my blood work, and she was there doing someone else's blood. And on a whim, she decided to see what it would do if.
Where?
Right. Huh?
Oh,
Keep
So-
going, keep going.
Okay, so we decided to see what it would do if we dried the blood and see what the differences are, because we didn't think to do that yesterday. So while I was on the call, she was doing that. I walked in as soon as we hung up and she said, look at this. And so put the new slides on, the first one. Or both. Okay, so the one on the left, I circled it and you can see those white spots in there. That can indicate a major amount of cellular declines. It might, sometimes that shows up as a cancer, major inflammation. It does definitely show a degenerative disease. This lady has been pre-diagnosed by an oncologist with cancer, and she's been coming in for body balancing. So she took it 15 minutes later, we took and did the same slide, and the entire touch of blood on that looks like that second picture, the after. It immediately changed how the blood was drying, even in her body. This is huge because we usually wait 2 to 3 weeks to see any kind of a difference at all. I was in shock that we were able to do that. So I didn't send all the slides, but we did it with 2 other people that were there too, and I'm getting the same results. So if this can make that big of a change in your body in 15 minutes, what's it going to do if you're drinking it all day long? If you're taking it every day for the next 10 years, it's got to help all of those degenerative diseases. It's got to help that autoimmune that I've been seeing in the blood. I am so excited to see what this looks like in 24 hours or 48 hours or 2 weeks. I just have never seen results like this as long as I've had my back.
Okay, does that mean that we need to close this up?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up because we don't want to take it too long here, but you've got great
Okay.
information. I'm gonna throw it back to Valerie so she can close us out, but get some details. I sent you guys a chat. I wanted to get your information so people can know where to contact you and how to get that micro daily to them.
Purple Light Touch Foundation also sells a micro daily.
There you go.
And so if anybody wants to know anything more about it, you can contact me. There's Nancy, there's a few people locally in the area
Awesome.
that you can get the micro daily. Everything that we sell through of the micro daily goes to help the foundation. And Jeff, I'm planning on getting you back on the show with the doctor who actually did all this so people can understand. And I'm going to make sure that the Zoom time is a lot longer for you, because this is awesome information that people need to know, that there is a cure for everything that is out there if you are willing to take a look and go out there and do your own research.
Absolutely.
Research micro daily. And Jeff, Helen, I would like to thank you both for coming on to our show. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. And we will be back here within 2 weeks, and we should have the Dr. Prasad on our show and some other people who can tell you all more about the micro daily, because you know what? Cancer is on the rampage right now. And you need to know, how can you safeguard yourself, safeguard not just yourself, but also your family and your legacy. It's a small cost. Health has no value until sickness comes. Doctor, I keep calling you Doctor. Jeff, is there anything you would like to share with the audience before you go? What does don't believe the hype mean to you?
Don't believe the hype means empower yourself with understanding, educate yourself to where you don't live in a state of fear. And that's what I have hoped to convey with everybody here tonight, is that there's a lot of hype out there. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, you bring about what you think about. And if you're thinking that I've got an answer, which we do, you don't have to get caught up in that fear cycle. So it's been my pleasure to be on here tonight. I love this type of a format, a program where we are offering education to others to help them make informed decisions. So thank you again for inviting me on.
Just let us know.
Okay. I'd love to. In fact, I've got a library. Over the last 10 years, we have collected story after story after story of individuals that have had challenges in their lives, that all the way from Alzheimer's and dementia to heart disease to diabetes to high blood pressure. And it's just all of those things that we shouldn't talk about. But because we're having them share their own testimonies in a form of a video, people can become educated. They can develop a little bit of hope that, well, maybe this could work for me. And that's where it all begins. So let's do this again.
Thank you both very much. And I know you're going to probably get a little bit of rest before you carry on your journey. And I really appreciate you both for trying to put out things in the community that can help and benefit somebody else, because every one of us has got somebody in the family who's going through something. I just lost my brother to cancer, and I really wish I'd have known a little bit more about the microdaily, or who knows if I could have saved him, I don't know. And that's why my mission right now is to educate as many people who come through these doors on taking care of their own health, because we don't know when cancer or any sickness, diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease is going to hit any one of us at any given time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had a lady who's battling with cancer right now, and she came in with all the radiation burns all over her back, and she says, I need to try some of that microdaily, please. And she literally was crying. And I gave her one box, and you know what? As soon as that box is over, she's back taking more microdaily. Now she found out her dad was sick, and now the two of them are on the microdaily. Nobody don't want to die.
That's awesome.
Nobody don't want to die. So look about you. Try the microdaily. You've got nothing to lose, but a lot to gain. I take it. Michael takes it. You can get microdaily in all different countries except England. You know what I mean? It goes into Jamaica, it's in Africa.
Yes,
it's all
the US, Canada, Jamaica, and yeah, we've got people that are sending some to the UK, but as a company, we're not shipping yet.
I know. I already know, because I'm paying for my own shipping.
Yeah. This has been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much, and you both have a wonderful and safe journey.
Thank you. There's Helen. She can wave from the bed.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye. So thank you all for tuning in once again to the Don't Believe the Hype show. I'm Valerie Kelso. You just heard about the microdaily. We do have some in store. If anybody wants to come in and get some microdaily, you can. You can also go through Nancy, and there's other people on the Zoom who might be selling the microdaily. If you're a veteran, you can get it at half price. And if you feel that you can't afford it, your family members can all pool in together and buy the microdaily. So at the end of the day, you will still all get it at half price. So don't ever worry about, I have to thank Nancy for coming in with me, because I know I couldn't not afford it, because I'm going to afford anything that I want. You understand what I'm saying? But Nancy came in with me to help me to be able to give it back to my clients who are coming through the door of Purple Light Touch Foundation. Please don't let cancer destroy your family or destroy you, when you might be able to save yourself. Health has no value till sickness comes. So we will see you back in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully we will have the doctor who did the microdaily, and then we can be able to, you can ask him questions, because he's a doctor. And having an awesome person like that on our show, that's nobody but God. So I will see you all back again within 2 weeks. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Take care and look after yourself. And remember, health has no value until sickness comes. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. All right, we're off, and I think it kicked them. Are they locked off?